Live right now, first at 11 o'clock, WHAS 11 News is continuing our day-long coverage for you, the Indiana Hoosiers. We are right now with the thousands of fans and students inside the giant watch party at Assembly Hall on the Bloomington campus. A live report is coming ahead. And also tonight, we are following our weather. It is extremely cold, dangerously cold across Kentuckiana tonight. Look at it out there right now. It just looks cold, even in this live picture. We've got wind chills taking us below zero by the morning hours. It's a big weather impact for us, so we do want to get you ready for a real shock to the senses in the morning. Hello, everybody, and thanks for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt with Chief Meteorologist Mallory Schnell. And Mallory, those students might be celebrating outside in Bloomington tonight, depending how this game ends. They're certainly going to freeze.
Oh, it's going to be a cold night for all of us. Yes, even chilly. Quote for Miami standards. They've dropped down into the 50s there in South Florida, but I think we could handle that here at home because we are in the teens already, and those overnight lows will be dipping down into the single digits with wind chills below zero in some spots by early Tuesday morning. Right now, we're sitting at 15 degrees in Louisville and down in Shepherdsville. It is 10 degrees right now in Brandenburg, Jasper, Mitchell, Seymour, 11 in Scottsburg. When we take a look at those wind chills, many of us are in the single digits. So thankfully, wind won't be all too high tonight. Those wind speeds have actually decreased from earlier in the day, but with mostly clear skies, temperatures will continue to drop another 5 or 6 degrees by the time we get to sunrise tomorrow morning. And all in all, we're expecting another chilly day ahead. So your bus stop forecast for Tuesday, temperatures right around 10 degrees as the kids head off to school. Make sure they are bundled up, of course, and then highs looking to top out close to 30 degrees tomorrow afternoon. We do have some rain and snow chances in the 7-day forecast. I'll have more details on that coming up. Doug.
Mallory, thank you. Right here to our top story. We're on the brink of what could be a historic moment for Indiana. Thousands of Indiana University students are hoping to bear witness in the final minutes of the college football national championship game. The Hoosiers facing off against the Miami Hurricanes. WHAS 11 night teams Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Aspen Hester are live right now in Bloomington, home of the Hoosiers at Assembly Hall. Alexandra, they're going to really remember where they were for this game.
Absolutely, Doug. Fans are on the edge of their seat, trying to see if the impossible is possible. Take a look at this crowd. Thousands of IU fans with a lot to fight for. The anxiety is palpable. I mean, there's just under 2 minutes on the clock. And look, a 15-0 streak is pretty solid, but 16-0 would defy all odds. Hear it from the fans themselves.
I think, like a lot of IU fans, this is emotional.
Biggest day in Hoosier history.
Assembly Hall, the home of the basketball team, is echoing with Hoosier football pride.
I am so hyped. I didn't come here for football school, but here I am.
Capacity of Assembly Hall is 17,000. Here, 14,000 fans in crimson watched the game on a giant TV hanging over the basketball court, and they had one common goal. Bring #1 undefeated Indiana University to a legendary and historic win in the national championship.
My score predictions is Hoosiers by 1,000,000.
Bloomington has a whole lot of love for Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza.
Show him the shirt. Mendoza's a dog.
And all eyes are on IU icon, Coach Curt Cignetti.
Curt Cignetti.
Sig's the man.
Curt Cignetti. He's insane.
I mean, he's just refreshing. He just says it how he is. I'm sure you've heard it before. He's the modern era's Bob Knight.
We wouldn't be here without the culture that Curt Cignetti brought.
Hired just 2 years ago. Hear it from IU alum Kevin Grease, a 1997 grad.
The history of IU is losing, and losing consistently for 150 years. So being able to win a national championship, and most importantly, win a national championship in football before Purdue wins one in basketball.
It's a special year for father and son Bill and Andy Lois, 1970 and 1998 grads.
Well, when I went there, we went to the Rose Bowl. And I went to Pasadena in my junior year in college. So then I went back again when my 2 sons took me back this year.
He's among the thousands of die-hard college students.
We're going to steamroll over this Miami University team like it's nobody's business. I'm telling you, we're going to win by at least 26 points.
And a few future Hoosiers.
We are in the championship. We are definitely going to win.
We know IU's history, but fans say it's not about that. It's not about the history. It's about the trajectory. It was just minutes on the clock in such a tight game in just a couple seconds. Someone's going to take home that trophy. We're live in Bloomington. Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 News on your side. Doug.
All right, Alexander, thank you very much. We'll see if it gets hotter than Florida in Bloomington here in a couple of minutes. Well, Southern Indiana bars and restaurants have been packed for hours. We checked in with Hoosiers filling the seats tonight. Closer to us tonight, IU Southeast hosting a watch party on their campus. We got a great crowd here at IU Southeast. Big crowd in the Hoosier room here at IU Southeast. Students, staff, and alumni were there to watch the game. Doors opened just an hour before kickoff. Kickoff was at 7:30 tonight. Not only were the fans watching the game, there were giveaways and food to enjoy. And stay right here on the night team. Our coverage from Miami is coming up in just a few minutes in tonight's sports. Now to more top stories. Brand new tonight, a man is in jail in connection with a shooting at a bar in the Klondike neighborhood of Louisville earlier this month, injuring 4 people, including a 17-year-old. Tonight, Louisville Metro Police arresting 32-year-old Ezekiel Dean in connection with the shooting at Lenny's Lounge on Klondike Lane. Dean faces 3 counts of first-degree assault and 1 count of possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. It was earlier this month when the shooting happened. Lenny's Lounge owner James Connor was arrested for violating a domestic violence order which prohibits him from possessing guns. And alcohol beverage control issued an emergency suspension investigation of Lenny's Lounge. Looking ahead to tomorrow night at this very time, we could know the fate of major layoffs at JCPS and the closing of schools. The big JCPS board vote in the meeting is tomorrow night to vote on the superintendent's suggested plan. Now, the NAACP released a statement about it today. Last week, JCPS Superintendent Dr. Brian Yearwood presented the draft budget plan to cut the budget deficit. Its top priority is cutting hundreds of jobs from the central office. In a statement, the NAACP branch supports the effort of Dr. Yearwood's proposal, but at the same time says things need to be reconsidered, saying in part, quote, "The reorganization is requesting clear justification for why specific line items were selected, the criteria used to determine those reductions, and a detailed analysis of how the proposed actions may impact student academic performance, particularly for historically underserved communities." A big check is heading to Kentucky Republican U.S. Senate candidate, according to a source familiar with the campaign of Nate Morris. Elon Musk has written the $10 million check to a super PAC supporting Nate Morris's campaign. He is just one candidate running to succeed Senator Mitch McConnell, who is retiring. This is the largest single donation that Musk has ever given to a Senate candidate. Other notable Republicans running for the seat include Lexington area Congressman Andy Barr and the former Attorney General Daniel Cameron. This year marks 58 years since the death of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and that means the return of the MLK motorcade in Louisville's West End. For 54 years now in Louisville, as they did today, cars line up along 28th and Broadway, driving through the streets of West Louisville, keeping Dr. King's spirit and message alive. Bishop Dennis Lyons knows the impact of King's legacy, especially for younger people.
The kids need to know that we could not live down on Vermont. We couldn't live on Michigan. We couldn't live on River Park. And so we couldn't go to Shawnee Park. We could not go to Fountain Ferries.
Protests covered by WHAS11 in the 60s show redlining and segregation, 2 of the major issues of the time in Louisville. Its effects still leaving an impact today. Dr. King spoke on the issue in some never-before-seen footage from the WHAS11 archives. We recently got the 1967 film, onto digital format. This is from his visit to Louisville in 1967. Speaking in U of L's Law Auditorium, it aired on our newscast in 1967.
We see that one of the major problems is a problem of segregated housing. This is what the demonstrations are all about in Louisville right now.
This appearance came 1 year before he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. Snow and ice causing a 100-car pileup, twisting up cars and semis. The interstate shut down all day long. People stranded. We'll tell you when it finally reopened. But first, we're taking a closer look at President Donald Trump's push to acquire Greenland, his reasoning, and the European Union's response when we return on the Night Team.
And here's a look at today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots. McMillions, $250 million. Powerball, $193 million.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over 1 million Kentucky students.